Hey, good evening, beautiful souls. Hope everybody's having a good life. We are on a Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, and about 8 o'clock. Probably mid 80s, upper 80s maybe. We were pretty warm today. I think 96 today. That's not hot to me. That's warm. That's good. That's nice and warm. It's tolerable. But yeah, not a bad day. It's beautiful outside right now. Perfect. Out here with nature. I got this place. I left my wife and I needed a place to go rather quickly. This place became available. It's so funny because it came available on the very day that I needed to be somewhere. It was like it was God. Like how this came about was absolutely 100% God, because it was perfect timing. The rent is cheap. Not real cheap, but it's cheap enough. The location is perfect. I am here on the back side of this property. There's probably about 120 homes inside this park. Nice area. But I am on the very back side of the park, overlooking the woods. And there's nothing around there. And there's a couple homes there and a home there. And I don't ever see those people. I see more critters than I do anything else. I think I'm seeing a groundhog. If that's a groundhog, then that is the first time seeing a groundhog. No, never mind, that's a cat. But anyway, it's perfect out here. Like, it's quiet. You don't never hear anything out of here. It's kind of spooky here at night, and I think that might be why a lot of people stay out of this area. It doesn't bother me. I like it. I'll come out here in the morning times before work, drink my little cup of coffee. It's pitch dark out here. It's nice. It's great. It's perfect. Yeah, but I can't. God bless me so much with this place. As long as I maintain obedience, you know what I mean, doing what He's telling me to do, which it's natural for me now because He operates my life. I disconnected from this flesh, this Dale, this guy that was born and went through life. No longer connected to that. I'm not listening to that. If you understand what I mean by not listening, right? I mean, everybody's got something they do, they love to do, or whatever, and it's got nothing nothing to do with God, and everything to do with the world, right? And you can shut that off. You know, so many people are yelling at themselves all day long, listening to this thing run. Like, and the more you think about it, the faster it goes, and you've got yourself dug in a hole, right? Of control. You're being controlled. Ultimately, this guy at my work said that he can see Jesus in me, and that I've got a really good heart. He sees that. He works with me every day, and he sees it, how I am. And he said, "Do you see Jesus in me?" I said, "Yeah, I do." And he started to talk about something that they do, and it bothers him. And I told him that when it comes right down to it, you are going to have to answer for you. You're going to be the one standing before God, and you are the one He's going to be judging, not this other person. This person can act however they want to act. They can do whatever they want to do. But you got to answer for you. Forget them. Not meaning like that, but like don't be like them. That's a form of control now. You've If you're getting yourself in an argument and you argue back with them, right? They are in control now. They have manipulated your energy to meet theirs, and now they own you. That's what they wanted. That's what makes a narcissist, because they want to make you mad. They want to trigger you. That's the whole point of it. So they can control you. They know they're very smart. They know they control you. If you fall in love with these people, which I don't believe you truly can fall in love with a narcissist, especially if you're a giver. It's a protection, it's a natural protection for you. And I think a lot of empathetic souls that get themselves in a narcissistic relationship operate on empathy, right? And love, because that's who you are. Don't mistake it for being in love with this person. It's your loving nature. That's who you are. And they know that they can control that. They can manipulate you, make you feel sorry for them, all kinds of things. It's the normal thing for a narcissist to do. So you gotta gain control of yourself, self-control, one of our fruits. Let people be how they want to be and act how they want to act. Don't jump down off your I hate to say pedestal like you're better than everybody, but it's a what is it? It reminds me of the scripture in the Bible where Jesus said, "I'll make my enemies a footstool." Right? It's kind of like that. Not meaning you're better than them, though. That's what I'm saying. You're not better than them, but the heavy energy, manipulation, and all this is arrogance is very low vibration. And if you're loving, you're high vibration, and you have to jump down to hell, ultimately hell. Right? That's a bird in front of me. I don't know if you saw that. That's low vibration. Stay high, stay loving. Don't jump off of your pedestal, off your high horse. whatever terms there are that are being used for that purpose. But don't let them control you. You have to answer for you. Right? I have been, it's so crazy. Like, I'm so conscious of what I put in my body. Foods that I'm eating, all natural. No frozen foods, no packaged foods. All natural ingredients. If I'm buying anything off the shelf, I'm very thorough with the ingredients. Pay attention to the ingredients. And I try to stay as clean as possible. From the toothpaste that I use, the deodorant, soaps, stay off of social media. Like, all these things that are of the world weigh you down. Even, if you're ascending, becoming your higher self, loving yourself, ultimately what you're doing is you're in love with yourself. Your body becomes very sensitive to artificial. Like the other day, I had a Chick-fil-A sandwich. I think I might have mentioned this in the video yesterday, but I had this chicken sandwich. It hurt my stomach really bad. Like, my body tells me what it doesn't want by the negative reaction that my body has. If my stomach's hurting, that means that it's a negative. Something that I've put into my body has caused a negative, and I don't need to go back to that negative, right? It's just like the relationship that I explained yesterday. It's the same concept, right? Don't go learn from your pain. Go by the pain, right, of the relationship, what's triggered you, right? Heal from that. Be aware of it. This is what caused it. I don't want to get into that same mental capacity again, so I'm going to stop it. I'm not going to allow that to control me. right? Maintain control. Same concept. I'm sorry, I got off track again there for a little bit. Same concept. So, there's so many things. If you're dedicated to this, you may not be dedicated. You might still like things of the world. You might like your TV shows, or your certain type of music, or the way that you dress, or the way that you walk, or the way that you talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things, you're operating your life by the world. It's a fact, right? You're living the way it's a very lonely path. If you really think about it, when Jesus and his disciples wandered around, they were by themselves. They were alone. Jesus was mentioned in the Bible several times, going off by himself to become alone. It's a very hard. It's not hard for me because it's very easy, but somebody that's been living into the world and living the way the world says they should live, it's going to be very difficult, because it's an addiction. It's just like smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol. It's an addiction. The world is addicted. I want so many people to look at me, and I want to be like them, and I'm so worried about what people think about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Like, that's how I feel about it. I don't care what people think about me. Things aren't done right. Let's say in my job, for instance, things aren't being done right. I'm gonna say something. That's how I am. And people aren't used to that. They're not used to being real and being like somebody actually saying something. Most people are too scared to say anything. They're nervous to say anything. They're afraid they might get in trouble. I don't care. Like, if something's not right, something's not right. And I'm gonna say something. It's a business. We're meant to be professional. We're not meant to be personal in a business. So many people make this mistake. They don't understand that. They don't know the difference. This is the whole point of being in control. They don't know the difference between being professional and being personal. You're at work, you're goofing off, you're hanging out with your friends, you're playing on your phone. That's personal. Your job is to do a certain thing. You do that. That's your business. You're being professional. If you're dealing with customers, you have to cater to that customer, because that's your business. That's you being professional. This is where self-control comes in, right? Maintain your control. Let these customers say whatever they want to say, right? They're coming somewhere to spend money, lots of money, and they want to be very particular with what they're doing with their money, and they want to deal with somebody that's a professional, right? Not business. Not personal, professional. That's how it's supposed to be. If you've got a manager that's yelling at you and screaming at you and calling you names, that's not professional. That's personal. Anytime an employee's raising their eyebrows at you, that's personal. Now they've stepped out of the professional in a business to become personal. That's fire. That's a fire right there. You need to go. That's not how we're wanting to run a business. You're allowing your ego and your lack of self-control to take over in your job. You've stepped out of the boundaries, and that's complete fire, termination. It's a business. But nobody knows how to do that. It's a very hard thing to do for people. It's your lack of self-control. It's you becoming like them. Ultimately, that's what you're doing. What it boils down to is you're being like them. My bosses, and I'm not bragging on myself. I don't want to make you think I'm bragging on myself, but my bosses, my desk is in front of their office. Like, they can look out of their office and look at me. They don't even have to stand up. They can just look. They can see me. They see how I am with customers. They see how I maintain all day long. From when I get there, 7:30 in the morning, all the way until I leave. And the bosses, especially the one big boss, he's amazed by it. He's like, I don't know how you are able to stay calm all day long. And I run, like I'm the most active employee where I'm at, the most active by far. I deal with the most customers. I deal with the complaints, the questions, the rejections. I have to deal with this all day long, and I don't care. I just let people be how they want to be. It gives you so much peace. But people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to stay in control. Got to be professional. To be able to work with people all day long and all kinds of, even the positive energy can be as exhausting as well. This is me of running all day, right? Maintain, always keep your peace. That's high vibrational. It's difficult to do though. People can't seem to grasp it. You disconnect from this world, right? So now I'm no longer talking from Dell, because if I'm not operating my life by this world, I've stepped into the other world, in the godly world. Because the devil and his followers are of this world, right? That's this world. That's who controls it. They live here. God casted them to the earth to reign over the earth. And the number of them that fell was the numbers of the stars in the sky. And now, obviously not in the literal sense, but so many of these things are on this earth that they're controlling this world. That's what's happening. Don't operate your life by this world. Operate it by the next world, because that's all you've got. If you're not operating your life by the devil and his followers and humans, you're rising above that, and you're operating your life by God. Now God controls your life. That holy and righteous world controls your life. Your main purpose is to please God, to be obedient and do what he tells you to do, and don't do things that are wicked. Every time that you resist something wicked, fornication, stealing, lying, every time that you resist from this, your spirit grows stronger. Overeating, right? That's a lack of self-control, and you're allowing your flesh to take over the spirit, because you're catering to that temptation. Just like fornication, it's the temptation. You're falling to the tempter, the devil. They called him the tempter. The tempter came and tried to tempt Jesus, right? The temptation is of the devil. If you're tempted to do something you know you shouldn't be doing, that's the devil. Ultimately, it's what he's doing. He's controlling your life. He's your father. You're no longer listening to him. You're listening to the devil. I hope this video gets out, because this is stuff that needs to be said. But people don't understand it. They don't understand it. Most people don't understand it. I was talking to my mom in a religion, reading the Bible her whole life. I was talking to my mom about certain verses, plain as day in the Bible. And I told her about it. She goes, I know the Bible. I've been studying it. I'm like, well, you should know that then. Because she goes, well, I don't believe your ways. I said, I believe in the Bible. Like, it didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, maintain control. I just went off track there for a second. I apologize. So, the tempter. So just resist. Every time you resist, you'll go stronger, more spiritual. You'll start to hear God speak. You'll start to see these signs. People already see them, but they don't pay attention to it. But once you get into the path, you step into the path of being born again, ultimately, is what you're doing. And once you become born again, you're giving yourself to Him fully, 100%. I don't know what I forgot what I was saying. Once you do that, you get yourself fully to Him, right? You're operating your life by His voice. You're hearing Him speak, and not the tempter. Because you rose above this earth plane, low vibration. I mean, you have love on this earth. You can find love on this earth, but you also will find hate, and you will also find depression. You know, all these low vibrations reside on this earth as well, because you're lowering. It's really easy to process if you think about it. If evil resides on here, and hate and depression, sadness and fear, then it's low vibration. That's what resides here. There is that, and it's becoming stronger as the more negative that's being admitted into the world. It's going to go stronger and stronger. This is what destroyed the earth, the flood, from the first time, because all the wickedness that was in the world. Rise above this earth plane, into heaven. Right? It's crazy. People want to live their life by the world, though. They don't want to let go. That's why it says all called and few are chosen. I have been so conscious now. Like, it's so conscious of what I'm eating. Every time you do this, you lighten yourself up even more. The more clean you are, that's the more you love yourself, right? If you hate yourself, you're going to pay for it. Your body will resist that negative feeling that it's putting off. It's going to be very painful for you. That's why it was so easy for me to quit drinking. Since 2002, I think, was the last time I drank alcohol. It didn't make any sense. The point of intoxication didn't make sense to me, because it sucked. It was an awful feeling, and I didn't want to feel it anymore. It didn't make sense to me. Why am I punishing myself? I'm fine mentally. Most people that get involved in intoxication of any type, like, you know, cocaine, I guess, or more, not pain medicines, you know, heroin and stuff like this. This is, it's low. It's low vibration. I've lost my train of thought again. When we talking about drugs, what are we talking about? I don't want to erase this video, because it's pretty good, and I hope people understand, you know, what I'm saying. I just start to jabber. Oh yeah. So the mental. So a lot of people do these drugs to escape from reality, right? I wasn't escaping from anything, even though I had a miserable life. It was abusive. I never sat on it. I never grabbed a hold of it and just took it for a ride, right? I let it go. It didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, it was a way of life, and I just let it go. I was very crazy. I was very rebellious. Always in trouble. Right? I just was carefree. And it didn't make sense to me. I gave up drinking, no problem. And I drank enough to float a boat in a day. I drank so much. I just didn't need it. I did a lot of, you know, sleep time medicines, you know, pain medicines. I did a lot of those, and I gave it up, no problem whatsoever. Cigarettes, about 8-9 years ago, I quit smoking cigarettes. I knew that this stuff was damaging my body. I was seeing people around me suffering because of their fleshly desires, right? I see them dying, and I saw that, and I was observing them, and I didn't want to live that life. I saw what it was doing. I didn't want to experience that. I love myself. I'm taking care of myself. Excuse me. I need to sleep. The thing is the more clean you become, right? The more clean you become, your body doesn't desire sleep, right? Because you're healthy. I'm good on 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night, and I'm good with that. I'm wide open all day long on 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Don't slow down, because I'm healthy. I'm clean. I'm light. The only time that my energy gets zapped, and I've noticed it, and it's so crazy that I miss work because I don't feel well. And it's always around the full moon. Always around the full moon. It sucks every bit of the energy out of me. Just like a battery, draining a battery. And it's just really hard for me to, get going. It's like sometimes it charges me. Last couple of times though, it's drained me. Now there's been times though that I got a really good experience from the moon. Not saying anything's bad, it's just a healing process. But I felt really good. Like it was really good. Most of it's just clearing out. It's clearing out of negatives. Man, almost 30 minutes. If you're trying to be spiritual, lighten your load, lighten yourself up. Watch what you're eating. Watch what you're watching. Watch what you're listening to. Pay attention to that. Don't live your life that way. Don't go that path. Once you start becoming aware, you'll start to heal. You can't cure the addiction until you become aware that you're an addict. Become aware to it and heal it slowly. Remove it slowly. I got poisoned. I'm going to end with this. I was working in an automotive shop as a technician. And every evening, I was a clean guy. I wore gloves. I kept my area clean. I was always one of the cleanest techs. At the end of the day, I'd have these rags. They were white rags, kind you see in a restaurant. They didn't need to be in the shop where I was at, but I was privileged, I guess. I was the only one in there that got the white rags. So at the end of the day, I'll go to the sink area. I'll wash my hands and my arms and my face, and then I'll get that rag and I'll dry myself off with it and wipe my head, clean myself up good, and I'll get this rag and I'll hang it over something so it'll dry, because I'll reuse it again the next day. It's not dirty, not real dirty. I wasn't a real dirty guy, so I would wait till the next day to use it again. So I did that, and I went home one evening and I took a shower, and when I came out, my face looked weird. Like around my eyes looked like I was deformed. Even my wife was like, "What's wrong with your face?" I figured it was just the heat from the shower. I didn't even think about it. But I went to bed and I got up, I don't know, in the middle of the night, and I threw up, and it was blue color. I'm like, okay, well, that's not good. And I had one of the worst migraines. Like my head was pounding, right? Pounding. I was puking up green. My wife at the time was looking it up. Why is my husband puking up green and blue? It's a chemical. There was a chemical that I guess I was around. I couldn't think of anything, right? I'm around cars all day long. I didn't think anything out of the ordinary. Excuse me. My wife was going to call 911. I don't remember any of this. I think I just went into a coma. I think what happened was I went into a coma. But my wife had called my mom, and she told him that you need to call 911. And my wife was saying that she's going to take me to the hospital. My mom's saying call 911. Well, I told them no. I said don't do it. I said two things are going to happen. I'm either going to die or I'm going to survive. And I'm prepared for either one of those scenarios, right? Leave it alone. Let my body do what it's going to do. I wasn't going to go to the doctor. There's no way you could even move me. Right? Yeah, I was that sick. I laid in bed all day long. I mean, I was in bed all day long. I slowly started to feel better. I was drinking water. I was trying to keep myself hydrated. I was puking a lot, so I was trying to keep myself hydrated. If you ever get yourself in a situation where you're throwing up and pooping a lot, like food poison, guzzle water. You might throw it up, but keep guzzling it, keep guzzling it. You're dehydrating yourself, and the more you dehydrate yourself, the longer you'll stay sick. This is why people get sick in the wintertime when they have the flu. They get dehydrated and they stay sick longer. Drink water. Every time you poop, drink water. But anyway, so I slowly started to feel better. I slept all night and I got up the next day, and from what I can remember, I felt like I had a hangover. But I don't drink. I hadn't drank in years. But that's the feeling that I had. Like I felt like I had a hangover. I went to work and I went into my area, and I just so happened to look at the rag that I wiped my face with, and it had pink stuff on it. And at the time I was working for Toyota, which I still do. I work for Toyota, but I'm not a tech anymore. I work for Toyota, and their coolant, antifreeze, is pink. And everybody knows that antifreeze is completely poisonous. Somebody had used the rag that I wiped my face with. They wiped antifreeze with it. I honestly think somebody sabotaged me. When I worked for them, just the same concept. I will call you out. If you did something that you shouldn't be doing, I'm going to call you out on it. Especially if you're in a leading position, like a manager or a supervisor or a foreman, which this was the case. I wasn't catering to him. I knew what I needed to do. He was not doing the right thing. He wasn't being professional. He was being very, very unprofessional. And I got to the point where I had to go to the boss about something he was doing that needed to be corrected. And I believe he went to him, excuse me. And I think in retaliation, he tried to take me out. And he was the same guy that drilled holes into some tires that I had set to the side that I was going to put on my car. And I put these tires on, and I wound up getting flat tires. And I knew it was him. Like, he was the only person I knew about them tires. Well, there was 3 people, but I knew the other 2 didn't do it. So anyway, I survived because I'm healthy, and my body did what it was designed to do. It would heal itself. If I would have went to the doctor and started taking medication, that medication would just cause my immune system to even deplete more. But the cleaner you are, the faster you become, you get over sicknesses. If you cut yourself, you'll heal so much faster. Your hair will grow faster. My hair grows faster. This is part of the deal. Your body, pay attention, your body will tell you what it needs and what it doesn't need. Intuitively, once you start connecting to God, He's going to tell you, hey, I need you to eat more fish, or I need you to eat more chicken, right? Or I need you to take a different way to work. Whatever. He'll tell you once you connect to Him. Oh, the bats are out. And the lightning bugs are out too. Oh, look, there's a lightning bug. Lightning bugs. I love it. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for listening to me for almost 40 minutes. I didn't realize it was going to take this long. All right, love you guys. Gotta be.